Today we're going to look at one of my favorite technologies, and the technology that I can't believe, ScreenPal, the one that I'm going to show you today, is actually free. It offers a very generous free tool. If you're looking, for example, to record your PowerPoint slides as a video, or you want to talk over an infographic or a map or a graph, then this is the ideal tool. You can even include yourself in the video, and now because of the AI you can even add subtitles. So this is great for language teachers if they want to create subtitles along with the video, and this can be in multiple languages. So the technology we're going to look at is called ScreenPal. It's a technology I've been using for a long time. Really hope you like the video, and if you do, please like it, please share it, please comment on it, and of course join me on my YouTube channel. Let's get started. I'll put a link to the technology in the description below, and with that link you will be able to sign up and use ScreenPal for free, as you're going to see me using it today. And just to point out, I was looking at the pricing here. With the free tool you can make videos of up to 15 minutes, which is pretty long for a video that you're going to perhaps share with students or participants, etc. And you've got an unlimited number of recordings. Now of course if you pay you get more features, but it's worth starting with the free tool and really getting to understand how ScreenPal works. So we're going to record ourselves talking over a PowerPoint slide. So the first thing we want to do once we've created our account, and remember there's really two key buttons. This one is your dashboard, and that's where all your videos are that you save, and then create. Now when you click on create, you want to click on record video, okay, and the option that you want is this one, desktop recorder. Now when you click on there, it will download a very small app, and that app is how you're able to record the screen of your computer, and anything that's open on your screen will be recorded, and you can even include yourself, as you'll see in a minute. So click on that button, and as you see there it is opening up a very small app. It will just take a few seconds to load, and then when it loads there, you're going to click and say open screen recorder editor, and you've now got the editor on the screen. Okay, so the recorder's now on the screen. Now first thing I must very quickly point out is that this recorder is separate from the actual browser, and what I mean by that is that this here, if you look down here, you'll see that there's a little app that this is connected to, or this is actually a little app. And so don't get confused, because if I was to minimize the browser, this recording window will still be available. Let me show you. So I'm going to minimize the actual browser, and you'll notice, see, the recorder is still here. Now one other tip. If you don't see the recorder by any chance when the app opens up, then it's probably because the setting is on full screen. And obviously when it's in full screen, because it's recording the whole of the screen, you can't actually see the recorder, but you know it's there because it says full screen. But if you want to check it's there, just click here and put it to a smaller size, for example 720, and then you can see that this is the recording window. Okay, now if I was to click on the record button now, it would actually record. Let me put this down to 7 for 18 minutes, make it easier. If I was to click on the record button now, then it would start recording whatever it finds underneath this area. Now you can obviously resize this area as well. Okay, now one other thing is this button here just closes down the window, because this is where some of your settings are. So this is the size of your window. Notice you've got a maximum of 15 minutes in the free tool, and notice also that you know, you want to make sure you've got the right microphone connected. So I've got my microphone connected. Okay, and click on OK. And really, to be honest with you, I'm ready to go. But there's just one other thing I want to explain. You can actually record your screen or just your webcam, or both. So if I was to click here, you'll see that suddenly I appear on the screen. Now for this example, I'm actually just going to work with the screen. So we don't want to record just simply the basically the desktop of my computer, what we want to do is record some PowerPoint slides. So I'm going to open up PowerPoint. I've got it here. And I just want to point out, you could kind of work two ways. If we just click back onto the first slide on PowerPoint, I could kind of position this recorder like that, okay? And actually just record, not full screen. Let me just put it like that. I could just record this window here. It would work absolutely fine. The quality would still be very good. Of course, you can go full screen. Now, if you're going to go full screen, obviously set the size then to full screen. Okay, so you're now gone full screen on the recording. Of course, then you would want to go full screen on the PowerPoint slides as well. And now it would record the whole of the PowerPoint slides. And all I would need to do is to click on this button. Now, I'm going to actually do it at a smaller size, and there is a particular reason why I like to do that. So I'm just going to click here and resize again. So I'm going to escape to come out. I'm going to do it at the smaller size, and the reason is because it's just so much easier for me to control the area that I'm recording and when I want to stop and start. So I'm just going to make it go like that. And watch, this is exactly now how I do my PowerPoint slide recordings. Let me show you. Okay, I hope you're finding the video useful, and if you are, please click on the like button because it massively helps me. I just want to clarify one thing. When you record half size or a smaller size, as you can see I'm doing that, it just means that I've got the recorder on the screen. It's just easier to do than if I'm working full screen, but you can do both ways. The advantage with doing it at smaller size is you've got more control, and then when you play the video back or when you share the video with your students, it will actually be full size. Now, it will affect the quality, but not as much as you think, because these days pixels are so tightly packed together that even when we stretch the video to make it larger on the screen, the video quality will still be very, very good. Let's carry on with the video. So I'm going to click on this record button and start. Watch this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on behalf of Trinity College London, and this is to celebrate the European Trinity Day, and we're looking at AI and the future of language education. So I click on the pause button and I'm going to move to the next slide. Now, actually, it seems slightly out. Don't worry, just move it slightly. Okay, no problem. Now I'm going to carry on with the second slide. So today we're going to look at working with Google Gemini storybooks. We're going to talk about interaction, multimodality, and I'm going to give you a few tips at the end. Click on the pause button again. Move to the next slide. Okay, now I click on the record button. It's ready. I'll just do this one final slide. So what we're going to do is start with the area of creativity, and particularly working with images, text and audio. Okay, now let's imagine that I've finished. What do I do now? Well, I can actually play back the recording by just clicking here. So let's have a quick listen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on behalf of Trinity College London, and this is to celebrate the European Trinity Day, and we're looking at AI and the future of language education. Today we're going to look at working with Google. I'll stop it there. You can see it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I've got really two options. Well, I've got several options now. If I'm not happy with the recording, I could delete it. If I want to, I could download that now onto my computer, just save it on my computer as an MP4 file, and then obviously share it however. You can then play it from your computer as well. Or you do actually get space to save your videos in ScreenPal.com. It's one of the reasons why I really like ScreenPal. Not only can you make recordings for free, but you can also save your videos as well. And that's what we're going to look at now by clicking on this button here. So click here, okay, because you're going to share this video. Click on this button and it's going to kind of open up a little place where you can save your video. Now you give it a title. So I'm going to call this Trinity Recording. Okay, that's the title. I can give it a description if I want. So I can click here and actually click and give it a quick description if I want to add some more information. And I'm not going to use any channels or custom links. And my advice to you is to set it to unlisted. So if we just look here, the options are public, which means everybody can find your video in theory by looking on the ScreenPal public system. Here would be that your video is password protected if you want to do that. Unlisted means only people with the link can access the video. Your video is not searchable. You can't actually look for your video. So set it as unlisted, and all you need to do is click on publish, and that video is going to be uploaded into the place where you keep your videos, and I'll show you that in a minute. And one interesting thing that it does is that it actually saves the link to that video as if you've already copied it. In other words, it saves it in your clipboard, so you don't need to now copy anything. If you wanted to look at that video, if you was to open up a browser and paste in the link, then actually the video will be there. Let me show you. So if I open up this browser, I'm going to click here and open up Microsoft Edge, and I'm just going to paste in. So remember, it's already been copied, so I'm just going to paste the link, and you can see it. There it is. Let me just click on accept here, and I'm just going to press enter, and there is the video on the internet. Remember, this is only searchable. It's not searchable actually, it's only available to those people that have actually got the link. But if I was to click on this, it will work. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on behalf of Trinity College London, and this is to celebrate the European Trinity Day. And we're looking at AI and the future of language education. Today we're going to look absolutely fantastic. Now I just want to show you a couple of other things. If we come back again to our account, where would you find that video afterwards? Well, if you just come back to ScreenPal, you're going to find it very easily. You're just going to go to your dashboard, and in your dashboard you're going to click on library. And there it is. There's the video, and I can play the video, preview it. I can copy the link if I need the link again. Let's say a student comes to see you a week later and says, I haven't got the link. Well, there it is. Or you can even open up the link and watch the video from here. Now, there's a couple of other interesting things you can do. Well, one thing that's very important, if you click here, you can delete the video if you want to do that. Okay. But one really important thing that you can do, and we're going to look at in a minute, is to manage the video. Just a super quick break from the video. If you do like what you're seeing and you want more free videos, come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads of content on the website, and it's all free. And on the main page, you'll find some of the most popular videos. If you want to take it a little bit further and keep in contact with me, join me on my newsletter. We have about 11,000 language teachers now signed up. I'll put the QR code on the screen as well, and you can access it from there, and it will be in the description below. If you sign up to the newsletter, you get updated with the new videos that I make. I normally put out a video about once a week. And also there's a free mini course which basically focuses on the key technologies that language teachers are using, and I take you through some of the most popular ones. Finally, if you do want to take it even further and actually get involved in training with me, I do run a Patreon. We have about 100 Patreons, and you get 3 videos every month included in the Patreon, and these are very exclusive videos to the channel itself. And I often cover new technologies, not just technologies that are kind of established, all the latest things that are coming onto the market in AI. But you also get the chance to train with me once a month online, and we do hands-on work so that you actually really experience using the technologies, and that can be very helpful if you decide to implement them in your own teaching and learning. Thanks ever so much. Let's get back to the video. Now this is a very interesting feature. If we just click here on manage, and it will open up in another window in a minute. Let me just click there, there it goes. And this will allow us the option to add subtitles to our video. Now, in the free tool, you can only do this 5 times. You can already see that I've done it 3 times. But if I just come down here underneath, you'll notice that I'm going to set it to English. And I'm going to click on this button here. And what it's going to do is it's going to generate subtitles for that video. And obviously this is fantastic, particularly when you're working in languages. And remember, this works in multiple languages. I'm doing this one in English, but we can also do this in other languages. So notice now that we've actually got the subtitles as well as this kind of description that's been added to the front. And if we come down, and it will actually update your title if you want it to as well, but I've changed the title back, kept the title the same. But if we come down here, you can see now we've got the subtitles as well. So if we was to play this video, in fact, even if we play it from here, we can do this, you'll notice now that there will be subtitles. But perhaps more interesting, let's actually copy the link. So I'm just going to click here and copy the link. So click on the share button and copy the link. I'm just going to click and paste that in and just play the first few seconds so you can see now. Watch this if I click on the button here. Good morning, this is the European Trinity Day. My name is Russell Stannard and this is a talk about AI. Okay, and you can see now that subtitles have been added to the video, which is an AI feature that ScreenPal have recently introduced. Okay, really hope you liked that video, and if you did, please click on the like button because it massively helps me. I'm a big fan of ScreenPal. I've been using it for many years. It used to be called screencast-o-matic. I cover it a lot, for example, in my Patreon group. A lot of the people in Patreon use ScreenPal. I cover it on all the courses that I run. It's a super useful technology, and I use it myself if I'm making quick videos to help students with perhaps how to use a website, or sometimes for giving feedback, or for just quick videos. When I'm doing the much longer videos like this video on YouTube, I actually use a different technology, and that is called Techsmith Camtasia. Now, you can use Techsmith Camtasia and try it out for free for a limited time, but then you would need to pay for it. But if you want to learn how I actually make my videos, then watch the technology, or watch the video that's on the screen now. You're going to find that really useful. You could do what I do on YouTube using ScreenPal, but you would probably need to have the paid version. Thank you very much. Okay, really hope you liked that video, and if you did, then please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads more free videos. Look at all the different menu items at the top of the screen here. If you're a teacher and you want to keep up a little bit more with the work I do, we often organize webinars, online courses, etc. Then sign up to the newsletter, and if you sign up to the newsletter, there is a free 14-part mini video course in using technology in language teaching, and nearly everything I suggest is free. If you want to take it a little bit further, then think about joining me on Patreon. If you join Patreon, you get extra videos every month with no advertising. I just go straight into the training, lots of ideas about how you can use the technologies in the class with your students, and you also get the chance to meet me online once a month for some direct training, and that's a real opportunity for you to practice using the technologies with me. And finally, if you want to go even further, join me on my very popular course, Technologies and Approaches to Blended, Hybrid and Online Teaching. I do that in collaboration with NILE, that is the Norwich Institute for Language Education, a very prestigious organisation in the UK. And that course has been running for many years and is very popular. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave a few more videos on the screen now that you might find useful.